Good morning, Mr. Former Mayor.
Yes, thank you.
So this is what you have been up to, People's Dialogue. And how many people are involved in this initiative?
Well, so far it's just I started this initiative on my own after resigning, the sudden resignation after being really shocked. As you are aware, the country always gets shocked by the position the DA had taken. And I decided, what do I do? Do I stand back and watch my country being destroyed? I then decided, you know what, do I have answers to the country's problems as an individual? I'm an ordinary South African. And I decided to actually start this movement, realizing that pre-1994 CODESA, politicians negotiated a good deal for themselves, because I think the last 25 years have been a spectacular failure. But who are benefiting out of the system? The politicians. And I thought, you know what, let us get South Africans, ordinary South Africans, to start our second CODESA, but this time it must be driven by civil society. And I was glad just before I left for holiday, because I tried before I left office to get hold of Mmusi, but obviously him living in Cape Town. But I got together with him the night before my departure, and he agreed to really be part of this initiative. So I'm really excited.
Now, people watching you and listening to you are saying, okay, it's quite clear that this is going to culminate into a political party, but the two of you are political novices, and I say this with the greatest of respect.
Absolutely.
But is the plan to recruit prominent politicians who may have fallen out with their parties? Is that the plan?
I like what you're saying. Your analysis, I think is real spot on. I mean, I'm a political novice. I mean, my entry into politics was by accident, by being concerned with what the developments in this beautiful country being destroyed. And I felt, you know what, let us, all of us, really do our bit in actually saving this country. Yes, wonderful. That is why we want civil society, ordinary men and women like me and Mmusi. Please give us ideas. And Kole, I can tell you...
Why are you allergic to prominent politicians or people who've established themselves in
But 25 years of the spectacular failure of this country. I mean, I don't have to really give you all the stats about how bad South Africa is in terms of our economic performance, higher unemployment, the most unequal society in the world, everything really going really bad for our country. And I believe... people out there, yesterday, I launched this just before I left, obviously left the team to ensure that the platform is launched. And yesterday I was given the feedback. I was honestly and truly overwhelmed last night before I could really sleep. I wanted to share this. I'm so anxious to share the responses that are coming out of ordinary South Africans, coming out with solutions. But I think, fortunate enough, I mean, I'm doing this for South Africa. So one of these days I'll begin to really share what's actually coming out, and people are going to really be excited. The South Africans are willing to actually save our country.
Now, I know that part of what I've been reading, the coverage of this People's Dialogue, it includes that after we come back from the festive season, you're going to go into this drive, town hall meetings. I want to find out from you, how much interest is in there in this initiative? Do you really believe that people are hungry for yet another political party? We've seen so many that have failed thus far.
People are excited and actually quite anxious to really see some kind of movement that can save the country. And I think that is why last night I just could not sleep, because obviously for 2 weeks I really switched off and left the team to really run with the campaign. Obviously under my direction, I'll obviously, I think, make a call on a daily basis to see how things were. But yesterday I was actually given the scientific evidence that's coming from thousands of people with real concrete solutions for this country.
Who was conducting this scientific research?
I've got a professional organization that is an expert in the field who are running this on my behalf. So it's exciting. And
they're telling you that people are anxious?
Not telling me. It is the facts of people, obviously, because people are putting submissions. So the submissions which I will share with people of this country by end of February. But I think from already preliminary figures that I've seen, I think I'm I'm tempted by end of January to already start calling you as the media and people of South Africa to say, this is what people of South Africa are saying. But obviously, my target is to really run this process until the end of February. And then by March, then put together the actual results and the full report. Then I'll share it with people of South Africa. Then we can all decide the way forward. So
the plan is to basically go the anti-political establishment route. It's fine, and it's going to be people-centered. That's what you are telling us here this morning. The important question to ask, Mr. Mashaba, is whether or not the party from which you come has been a spectacular failure. And I ask you this on the back of what happened, I think it was last week, when it was said by even your own former party leaders. Mike Moriarty sat on that chair and said it's quite possible that some DA people may have voted for the new mayor of Johannesburg, who now occupies the office, Jeffrey Makuba. What's your sense of the DA? Is it imploding?
Well, look, I'm not an expert in DA matters, so I can only tell you my experiences of DA, which I've really shared with you. I think you've got my, you broadcast my resignation. It is there in black and white. I'm not an expert, as I say, in DA matters, but fortunate enough, you know, I wasn't born yesterday. That's why when I learned about this plot to collapse my government, working with the ANC behind the scenes, that's when I realized, what's the point? If the party that I represent wants to work with the ANC to collapse my administration, I'm not going to let that happen. Let me really be proactive. And remember, I shared this openly with you. I did not really hide. I had knowledge of the plot working with the ANC to oust my government.
Do you think Jeffrey Makuba is going to last?
I will be surprised, because I think it's actually for me one of the most bizarre political appointments after Zuma's appointment in 2007 as the ANC president in Polokwane. I mean, as a country, we were shocked. A man facing 783 cases of every crime in the world ever the man has seen, and 2009 appointed as the president. And we've now seen the second movie unfolding. Here's a man with very, very serious cases, not really pie in the sky type. I mean, the cases as clear as daylight. And we warned. I mean, I wrote long before, obviously, the plot with the DA to collapse my government. I wrote to Ace Mahashule to really request his cooperation, because I wasn't getting cooperation from the NPA, I wasn't getting cooperation from the the Gupta-linked companies of this man's involvement. And I asked NC's Integrity Commission, please assist. So I could not believe when they did not have anyone else to put in charge. But anyway, that is up to the ANC and the DA and other parties to really sort out.
Herman Mashaba, thank you very much, and we wish you luck in your People's Initiative, People's Dialogue Initiative. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tony. I really appreciate it. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. He's the former mayor of Johannesburg. Well, he now wants to start a political party alongside the former DA leader, Mmusi Maimane.